Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So, time for a new video. Today we're going to be loading up some, it's going to be more of a follow-on or a continuation. It's going to be 270 Winchester. I have no idea what video number this is for 270, but today's bullet, or the loading session, we're not loading up a ton of rounds, but we are going to be coming back to these guys. These TAC-X 85 grain TAC-X, which they're they're meant for the 6.8 SPC is what they're really designed for. That's why Barnes came out with them. However, we're going to give them a shot in 270 Winchester, so why not? What's really cool about the 270 Winchester, if you dive into it, is just the versatility of the cartridge in general. You'll see a lot of articles, a lot of things written about the 30-06 and how it's the most versatile, yada, 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 whatever, who cares? I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the 30-06, but whatever. So, but the 270, you can essentially apply the same concept and the same principles to the 270 Winchester to a point with most factory rifles. The issue is when you're trying to stabilize heavier bullets in that 277 diameter, once you get up like 150s and above, there's a lot of rifles that just, and you'll see it a lot. You'll see it even in comments on these videos. You'll see people where, hey, anything above 140 and my rifle just didn't like it, couldn't find anything that shot great, above 140 and all that. Well, that's, your twist rate is the issue. I believe the factory twist rates, when it first came out, I don't know if it was 1 in 10 or what, something along those lines, but it's a little bit slower of a twist rate than what you would see like in a 6.5 Creedmoor, right? Your standard's 1 in 8. Well, it just so happens for my particular rifle, I had the Steyr Pro Hunter, and it's the stainless model, but those 270 Winchesters, those factory barrels have a 1 in 8.5 inch twist rate. So it's a faster twist rate, which allows me to load extremely heavy all the way up. I've worked up a load. I believe I have videos of the load. It's using the 180 grain Woodley weld core, these guys. So break out this. I've got one left. For whatever reason, I didn't load this one up. So we'll just do a little comparison here, right? So almost 100 grain difference in bullet. You can see that. Let's go with something. Let's go with a different one. This is a more traditional. Here's 130 Nosler ballistic tip, right? I mean, you see there's a good bit difference there in the overall bullet shape, length, and the whole nine. And that's where that stability comes into play. When you have trouble stabilizing the bullets, it's the length that gets you in trouble when you're running those slower twist rate barrels, which is what you're going to run into. And basically every 270 Winchester out there, you're going to have a 1 in 10 or something like that twist barrel. And so, but luckily in the Steyr Pro Hunter, they, for whatever reason, I have no idea, but they utilize a 1 in 8.5 inch twist rate. So if you're in the market for a 270 Winchester, if that's something you would like to purchase, you may, and you're a hand loader, I would urge you, if you're not going to do a custom setup, but if you're just wanting to look at a factory rifle with a fast twist rate, then go with the Steyr Pro Hunter. I've really enjoyed shooting mine. It's been a blast so far. And that's really kind of what we're doing here, is we're showing the full spectrum and the versatility behind the 270 Winchester, right? That's what makes it such a great cartridge. Even if you're not able to, load all the way up and find great loads with like 160s, 150s, 180s, whatever. Even if you have to stay 140 and below, you can still load some lightweight stuff if you're wanting to go varmint hunting, whatever, up to a 130, 140, and that's going to be great. Elk, you name it, it's going to get the job done. So it's a really great round overall, very versatile, great performance, great ballistics, can really get the job done in a wide variety of applications. So that's really what we're diving into, and the whole reason behind, you know, even buying this box of 85 grainers is this is the lightest bullet that is offered in the 277 diameter. From what I understand, everything I could find, this was the lightest, 85 grain. And then I've already worked up all the way to 180s, which is the heaviest that I could find. So at that point, I think Sierra, they came out with the Game Changer, and I think they offer like a 175 version in the 277 diameter, but those are for your, those are for more of your Magnum type stuff. Those are more geared toward that end of the spectrum, not necessarily 270 Winchester, right? Because again, back to, that's an extremely long bullet. That 175, that's a long bullet. And that's just not going to stabilize in your standard factory 270 Winchesters. So, and at those speeds too, I think the 180s, I believe I've got them at 2,400 feet per second, I think is what I measured those at, maybe something like that. So I mean, at those speeds, you know, what's the practical application of using that 180? I don't really know, but I know it'll kill a deer around here, you know, so no big deal, whatever. But at that point, you're probably just better off choosing a different cartridge. But the whole purpose is to show the wide versatility of the 270. So we are, let's see, the range footage from the other day, if you haven't seen that, it's uploaded. Go check it out, where I shoot 270 Winchester and 350 Legend. But I shot the 5 that I'd loaded up the other day using this bullet powder combination, ram shot big game. So 63.1 up to 64.3. Really, I was just trying to see what does our pressure look like, and we did start to we had some primers kind of cratering a little bit, and you can definitely, you can catch your fingernail a little bit on the primer itself. Yeah, just a little bit. It's more noticeable on the 64.3. You can't do it on the 63.1. So we start to, our pressures are definitely there on that top end, but we are sitting at 4,000 feet per second with that, which is just insane. But we're gonna load up a few rounds. I'm gonna try to get over to the range Friday, I think is the day. Today's July 5th, so happy 4th of July to everybody out there. You know, yesterday, Independence Day. And so I'm gonna try to load a few of these up, probably at 64. We're just gonna hang around that charge weight. Probably just load up 5, see what our velocities look like, see if they're all over the place, see if they're halfway consistent. Because this was that 5-shot group, you know, just checking for pressure and velocity. And it comes in just over 2 inches, which again, you know, multiple charge weights and all that, it's not the end of the world. But like, this is what I was talking about in that video. I'll just show you some examples. You know, like this was a 10-shot group, and it's at, you know, 2.5 inches. That one, I had that one super weird flyer out there, but those were kind of some examples where we hung around, you know, 2.5 inches. You know, same deal there, 10-shot group. Oh, that's at 180 grain when I was working up the 180 grain Woodley. And I settled on that 50 grain charge, and we're at, you know, right at close to 2,400 feet per second. So there's that one. You know, that deal. All these groups come in, same kind of setup. That's with 223. So all these groups come in, you know, around 2 inches or less. So I've had that in the past where I've loaded that up, you know, some 10-shot groups or something, gone out, stacked them in there pretty good, you know, or shot terrible and had to really work for it. So like that, that's a 10-shot group with the 150s, right, in 270 Winchester. So you can see just by that, you're probably a little over an inch there. You know, that one kind of sprayed them a little bit, but you get the gist of it. I've had it where they've stacked them in pretty good, and then I've had it where they've opened up, but I was still able to dial in a good load with it. So that's basically what we're doing here. Don't know if this bullet powder combination is going to be the best for this rifle, but this isn't a long term. I'm not going to load up 500 of these and have them sitting in the closet, you know, just waiting on Armageddon. Basically, I don't even know if I'll buy another box of these. We may dial in a decent load, maybe keep 10 or so back just to use, you know, coyote hunting or whatever, hog hunting, you know, just various, that type of stuff. It's not going to be, I won't take these deer hunting, but maybe coyote or hogs, something like that. If we're lucky enough to test the performance in the field, just maybe keep 10 or so back, but we got a few more to play with, so we're going to work up a good load. But that's where we're at. We're just going to get going here. I'm still using SIG brass. These are already primed Federal large rifle Magnum primers. And then using the Hornady bullet seating die. They're whatever their standard. If you buy like their 2-die set, what is it, custom grade? Yeah, this is 6.5 Creedmoor, but this is the die set. I had bought a 270 Winchester die set like this. And I really like these just because you're able to buy different seating stems, right, from Hornady. So that's pretty cool. You're able to get different seating stems, and you can really adjust the fitment, right, based on the bullet seating stem, contact, surface area, and all that jazz. More stuff for you to worry about that should you worry about it, whatever. Shouldn't lose any sleep over it, but that kind of stuff. More fun stuff for us reloaders to concern ourselves with. But I'm gonna try to get you guys in the tripod. I'm gonna try to get y'all put in there without shutting off my video. So bear with me, and then we'll go from there. Let me see here. I gotta see where my buttons are so I don't mess that up. Okie dokie. Yeah, I got y'all in there. Now let me raise you up some so you can see what we're doing here. That's good enough. We'll just roll with that. I'm getting over a sinus infection, which is, man, it's been driving me nuts. I got back, had to travel to Arkansas for work, and flew in late on a Wednesday night, started feeling terrible. Had to go get a shot and some antibiotics. So, but now we're back to normal. My wife will argue the normal part, but we're back. So all I'm doing, I'm just using a little Lee scoop here. This is what I've been doing quite a bit of here lately, just because I don't load up a whole lot of stuff at one time. I don't really work in big batches when it comes to loading. So for me, what's really worked great here lately is just using these little Lee scoops, you know, and just weighing out my charges, either using the Charge Master as a digital scale or my Redding beam scale. You know, I've been doing both. Both work great. So I mean, I have no complaints going either route. But we're gonna load up. Probably just gonna load up. I'll do 5 rounds at 64 grains. I've got so much other stuff I need to shoot. This is not necessarily like top priority. This is just kind of something fun, more of a side project. But so the plan is to load up I'm going to load up 5 of these at 64 grains, because that's that's when we crossed over on our 5 loads that we've already tested. We crossed over 3,900 feet per second once we hit 64. So we're just going to load up 5 at 64 grains, and we're going to see how those track in terms of our velocity. We'll have the magneto speed on there, and so we'll get our velocity, and then you know, it'll probably have an impact on our group size, but it's not going to be the end of the world. I'm not talk to y'all when I go way over. You know, it's not like I'm looking for this thing to shoot half MOA or anything like that. I mean, we're not putting super strict criteria on this. This is more or less just a fun project. Hey, how fast will these things go safely, right? We could probably push it a little more, but I'd kind of rather not. How fast can we get them going, and can we have MOA accuracy close to it? What does that look like? You know, hopefully these don't come out shooting 2-inch groups. We'll just have to switch powder if that's the case. Switch over to Accurate Mag Pro or something like that. But yeah, this is more just kind of a fun thing to do, mess around, which you don't see a lot of people doing nowadays because no one can find components, which it's getting a lot better. I've noticed. I stay online quite a bit, checking the retailers and stuff, and it looks like at least powder for sure. I'm seeing a lot more powder. I'm seeing a whole lot more powder become available and actually stay in stock longer. I know, just I was checking over the weekend, you know, I was seeing powder in stock at places like Powder Valley, Midway, you know, Natchez, Mid-South, all those places. There we go, 64 on the dot. All those places now are keeping powder in stock a whole lot longer, which is really good. I mean, you know, seems like we're turning the corner in terms of component availability. When it comes to powder and bullets, like Midway, that was one I would check, you know, just about daily in terms of bullet availability. I'd go in there and sort by what's available, and for the longest time, you know, it would be around like 240 bullets available across all diameters. But here lately, you know, I'm seeing them up to like 350, you know, and it's kind of staying more elevated. So that's good. That's good news. Looks like we're turning the corner in a lot of cases. Primers, I'm on the JRB, Johnny's Reloading Bench. I'm on the Discord group page for him or whatever, and you know, I'm seeing more and more posts about primers showing up in stock at certain places. So it's good. Things are turning around, or not necessarily turning around, but it's like we're getting through that wave of people that, you know, were panic buying and getting into reloading, and all the companies that were trying to keep up with demand, and you're seeing a lot more factory ammo on the shelves now. And so, you know, especially like over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville, seeing a lot more stuff on the shelf. He's getting more powder shipments. You know, he's seeing stuff more frequently coming from, you know, places like Hodgson. So it's good. Things are turning around. People just need to be more patient when it comes to the primers. It's going to take primers a little bit longer before they hit the shelves. I was thinking it would be more along the lines of like 2022 before we started seeing primers hit the shelves in any type of consistent volume or any type of volume that actually mattered, to be honest with you. So hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe they'll start coming around, you know, maybe fourth quarter of this year, things will start to pick up. We'll see, but that's kind of where we're at, state of components. But if you're local to Huntsville, Alabama, and the surrounding area, and you're not going to Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville, then shame on you. You are missing out, because those guys, Matt, the owner, and his staff, Tom, Brandon, Will, all those guys, man, they do a great job. They really do. He's assembled a great team down there, guys that actually care, you know, firearms enthusiasts, reloading enthusiasts, shooting sports enthusiasts. Can you guys even see? I haven't checked the camera, so yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. But he's done a great job, in my opinion, on assembling a staff of guys that care and you know, they'll talk to you as long as you want to talk, man. You know, you can talk their head off. They'll sit and listen to all your questions. They'll provide advice from all their experience, and it's just a great atmosphere for people that are pro. Second minute, 3.152. Now our target is 3.080. And of course, like an idiot, I didn't start off by backing this dude way out like I needed to. I had to dust the cobwebs off the press. So our target is 3.080. So keep that in the back of your mind. So that one, yeah, we're still way off. We'll crank her down. That looks closer to the one we just finished seating. 3.159, 3.160. So we're basically 80 thousandths off with that one. A little less with this other one. So we'll crank it down. I said 80. We'll crank it down 60. We'll go 50. Every turn, every revolution of this micro adjust seating stem is 50 thousandths. And then we'll go, so we'll do 65. We'll see where that puts us. We'll do these first two here. And nothing weird about in terms of compressed load, powder volume. There's nothing going on there that, you know, I'm not feeling any resistance. 3.095. Probably see a little variation. 3.097. So we're anywhere from 15 to 17 thousandths off our target overall length. So we're gonna just come down 15. We'll come down 15. Actually, I don't know if I went down 10. I don't know if I went down 15 or 20, so I'm gonna back out 5. So that's what happens. We try to film these videos, I mean, and you're not focusing 100% on what you're doing, it's easy to make a mistake. Really easy to make a mistake. And reloading is not a hobby that you want to make a mistake in. Okay, so I did go down 15. I went down correct the first amount. So we're still about 6 thousandths too long, so that's good. All right, so we'll just run all 3 of these back through. But so that's at least good news on the component front. If you guys are struggling to find stuff, you know, jump over on that Johnny's Reloading Bench Discord page. It's basically, I didn't even know what it was. I'd heard him talk about it quite a bit, and so I finally looked into it. And it's basically just like a social media platform for forum threads, basically, is what I kind of look at it as. It's a centralized forum thread location. right, I guess, if that makes any sense. But it's pretty neat. You know, it's people that follow him on YouTube, Twitch, and all that. And they go on there and they start up different threads about different things. A lot of really great reloading knowledge centralized in that forum page, or that Discord page. So, and then they also have a reloading components section. So anytime something pops up in stock, somebody sees it, they share the link to it. So that way, if you're looking for certain components, or you're just trying to help replenish your powder, bullet stock or primer stock, whatever, then that's a great resource. So, but if you're local, you're not shopping at Mr. Big Guns, man, you're not doing yourself any favors. So, but here we go. So really simple, 5 rounds. We're gonna check the velocity on these dudes. Look at these. These things are sharp. Look at that. Look at that little bullet in there. That's a wicked looking round coming at you over 3,900 feet per second. So I'm gonna try to head to the range Friday. That's my plan. I'm trying to talk my brother into going, see if he can break away and meet me over there. I just want to shoot these 5, get velocity numbers, but then I want to dedicate Friday to breaking in that Howa 1500 chambered in 308. So that's really my big, turn off my scale here, get everything shut down. But that's really going to be the focus of Friday. So I'm going to try to get that 308 broken in. I'm going to take y'all along. I'm not going to film the whole thing, because the amount of wait time that it calls for in between each shot and 2-shot group and all that, like it's going to be an obscene amount of time that it'll take me to get that thing broken in. So, but I plan on following that to a T, and I'll go through it in the video. While I'm doing it, I'll kind of walk through. I'll show you exactly what it says, the method and all that, and then we'll go from there. It's the first barrel break-in I've ever done personally. I've always just bought a rifle, went and shot it, shot some groups, shot several rounds through it, and then cleaned it, and then that was always the break-in process. So, but we'll leave it at that. So look forward to some range results with these guys. We're just going to check the velocity, see what it looks like. We'll have the magneto speed strapped on, so the group size, it'll be impacted a little bit, but we can at least get some type of information, useful information out of that, and then we'll just go from there. So that's it, and that's all. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July, Independence Day. Hope everyone was safe, and we'll catch y'all next time. So don't forget, run down, go see Matt and those guys over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville. Let them know, hey, Alabama Reloader sure does talk about y'all quite a bit. What's this all about? But yeah, go see what all they got in stock. I think he's got some RCBS Matchmasters in stock, Lab Radar. He's really done a great job of expanding, not just reloading component selection, but just everything involved with reloading. He's really done a great job of expanding that portfolio. I think they still have ARs for like $475, that type of stuff. So y'all go check them out. Tell them Alabama Reloader sent you. So, but we'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.